Hi there! I am elated to welcome you to GlitchTechX today. How are you? Are you holding up fine? You would want to watch this before you buy any new GPU or panic sell your 2080 Ti. Since time is of the essence, let's get started with the video. Today we'll cover RTX 3090 benchmarks have leaked and how they compare with the RTX 3080. AMD Ryzen 9 5900X flagship CPU, could it be an Intel destroyer? Gigabyte confirms RTX 3060 8GB and other SKUs. Alright, so for our first news item, it seems RTX 3090 benchmarks have leaked out. Well, YouTube and other review sites are flooded with RTX 3080 benchmark videos, review videos and whatnot. And by now, I'm pretty sure you've watched a majority of the lot as well. Now we have RTX 3090 performance leaks that have surfaced. Let's talk about that. This leak comes from TechLab, compiled by video cards and other contributors like vManualGM and Tum_Apisak, as well as the Geekbench database, to name a few. So TechLab has released gaming benchmarks of the 3090, breaking the embargo yet again. A gutsy move, I'd say. And the RTX 3090 is, wait for it, drum roll please, 10% better than the RTX 3080 in gaming. LOL! Damn boy! Hell yeah! Video Cards has also reported that the 3090 is up to 50% faster than the 2080 Ti in 3D Mark and 20% faster than the 3080. The gaming benchmarks were conducted on a rig consisting the Intel Core i9-10900 at 5 GHz, 32GB RAM at 4133 MHz, which is more than adequate for the RTX 3090. vManualGM, a member of overclock.net forums, Shunt modded the 3090. A disclaimer though, take this with a ton of salt. The card's power consumption was increased from 390 to 550 watts and a performance boost of 7% at the cost of a 41% increase in power consumption was observed. This is mind-blowing. Just awesome, don't you think? As per the Geekbench database, the RTX 3090 showed a gain of around 15% in CUDA benchmark scores against the 3080. Now let's take a look at this objectively. What data do we have? The RTX 3080 was reported to be 68% faster than the RTX 2080. We covered that in a previous video. Link is in the description. And as far as specs are concerned, the RTX 3090 has 20% more CUDA cores than the RTX 3080, 23% more bandwidth, around 10% higher power consumption, and 2.4 times more GDDR6X memory. It's also twice as costly as the 3080. But a gain of only 10% in gaming, 20% in synthetic benchmarks, and 15% in CUDA benchmarks, do you think it's justified? I mean, what's going on here? Help me out. Is it because the game code isn't optimized to take advantage of the sheer amount of CUDA cores? Is it because of a driver issue or software bottleneck? Maybe these cards will age like fine wine, like the Radeon RX 570 and 580 series, or maybe it is what it is. That's the performance jump we'll get. So, should you even buy it right now? I wouldn't. Not right now at least. Especially if you already own a 2080 Ti. It may be a viable upgrade for people who have a 1080 Ti, but if I were you and if money is a constraint, then I would suggest that you wait for the RDNA 2 launch due in October. Wait for the dust to settle. Maybe it's a driver issue, maybe some other optimization is due. Also, the RTX 30 series stock has been bought by scalpers and bots, which are now trying to sell it at an inflated price. So I would suggest to wait for some time, but then again, no one's stopping you. Do whatever the F you wanna do. Alright, now that I've got this off my chest, moving on. Word is that the AMD Ryzen 5900X is on its way to the consumer market. Tweaktown reports that as per a tweet by the software engineer Patrick Scher, new info has surfaced regarding the Ryzen 5000 series CPUs. Yup, Ryzen 5000. Most were expecting the Ryzen 4000, but it seems that AMD has ditched that nomenclature, and now the upcoming Zen 3 desktop CPUs will be called the Ryzen 5000 series, leaving the Ryzen 4000 reserved for the mobile and Renoir desktop chips. Word is that we can expect the Ryzen 9 5900X, which is a 12-core, 24-thread part, and the Ryzen 7 5800X, which is an 8-core, 16-thread chip. And these samples are hitting a huge 4.9 GHz, which might send shivers down Intel's spine. As we've covered in a previous video, yes, link in the description, we all know Intel doesn't have a 10-core part in the 11th gen lineup and is limited to 8 cores, so things don't look good for Team Blue. So Ryzen 5000, which will have SKUs all the way to 16 cores, 32 threads, versus Intel 11th gen lineup with SKUs limited to 8 cores, what's gonna happen? Intel might be in trouble here. Moving on, Gigabyte has confirmed multiple SKUs, including the RTX 3060 8GB. Gigabyte's Watchdogs Legion code redeeming website has listed multiple eligible SKUs which haven't been announced by the manufacturer or even NVIDIA for that matter. The list includes the RTX 3060 Ti or Super with 8GB of VRAM in the form of the Eagle OC 8GB. This leak was also covered in a previous video. Yes, one more link in the description. RTX 3070 Ti or Super featuring 16GB of VRAM and the RTX 3080 with 20GB of VRAM, both with the gaming and Aorus tags. So reflecting on the first news item of this video and taking into account the new cards that are due launch, it's better to hold off on buying a new GPU for now, as you can get more options both from Team Green, as the RTX 3070 and 3060 Ti are due release in October, and Team Red's RDNA 2 Big Navi Radeon RX 6000, which is also due release in October. This brings us to the end of today's video. If you've watched till the end, I thank you for your time. If you feel my content and channel is worth subscribing to, then please click the subscribe button for more PC hardware, tech and gaming videos. Your support really helps.